Hello and welcome to this quick quotations lesson. Today we're going to look at a quotation by Benjamin Franklin, who was one of the founding fathers of the USA. He appears on the $100 note in the US, and it's an interesting slang word. In the US, sometimes they say Benjamins instead of money. So they say, "Do you have any Benjamins?" instead of "Do you have any money?" because Benjamin Franklin appears on one of the notes. So that's an interesting slang word for you to remember. Let's look at the quote. It's a very simple quote, but very, very powerful. So Franklin said, "Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn." So what does he mean by this? He's trying to say, well, if you tell me something, telling is very forceful, and usually we tell children what to do. Telling someone what to do is very forceful, and it's one way. So if you tell me something, am I going to absorb this information? No, I'm going to forget it. Then he says, "Teach me and I remember." So what's teaching? Teaching is when the teacher stands at the front of the class, gives information, and the students have to remember to take the test. This is teaching in the traditional sense. Is teaching very successful for learning? According to Franklin, no, not traditional teaching. Teaching will allow you to remember facts, information like historical events and dates, but you don't actually learn deeply. According to Franklin, you have to involve people and then they will learn. He says, "Involve me and I learn." I totally agree with this quote. Involving people in whatever you're teaching will allow them to really learn deeply and immerse themselves in the subject. Let's go back to the quote because there is an interesting pronunciation point I want you to take from this lesson as well. The use of the word "and" in English. Now, listen to how I say "and." I'm pronouncing it very clearly now, "and." This is not how we usually pronounce in spoken English. We cut the word down to a very short sound. We just say "un." So we cut the D and we make the vowel very, very short. Listen to me say the quote again and listen out for the word "and." Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. Can you hear how I said the word "and"? I said "un." So we cut the word "and" to "un" in spoken English. The reason for this is we tend to cut down and de-stress words without importance in English. "And" is not a very important word in terms of meaning. The important words are verbs and nouns. In this case, tell me and I forget. So we stress and we pronounce clearly the important words in English. "And" is a very unimportant word. Other words that are unimportant include or, words like prepositions, so to, in, out, and question words are very unstressed in English. So these are words that you can cut and de-stress to sound more natural in your English. So I hope you took something from this quote. I think it's very important to involve yourself when you learn English as well. So involve yourself in the culture of Britain, US, Australia. Watch movies, dramas, listen to radio, read books, meet native speakers. This way you will learn English very, very deeply. I teach many students here in South Korea, and the most fluent students I have, the students who are most fluent in English, involve themselves in the language and immerse themselves in the culture. So they really get involved. This way, they learn English very deeply and they speak really fluently. So don't just learn English at the surface level. Don't just memorize words, grammar. Go deeper. Involve yourself and immerse yourself in the language. Take the advice of Benjamin Franklin. Involve yourself and you will learn. So thanks for watching. Leave a comment below, and if you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them.